Welcome to the Therapist and the Wildcard, the show about grief, mental health, and all the messy stuff in between. One of us helps people heal for a living, and the other probably needs more therapy. Together, we keep it real, raw, and sometimes ridiculous. Welcome back to the Therapist and the Wildcard. I'm Vit, a certified grief coach, psychology student, widow, and wildcard. This is Jen.
Hi. I'm Jen, the clinical social worker here. I'm the therapist that balances out the wild card over there. Oh, and today's topic. Sorry. We'll splice this.
No, it's fine. We're human.
Today, we are going to continue discussing what it was like for Vit moving into her home without Christian. She had stayed with family for a couple of months, so the transition was definitely interesting, we'll say. So here we are. The recap of the story was you stayed with your brother for a couple months, pretty much 2 months. Early November, you moved into your condo.
Correct.
At that time. And as we discussed on the previous episode, you were kind of adjusting to life. You weren't home a lot. You traveled a few times during the month, so you were maybe home 1 or 2 days a week. 1 or 2 nights a week, probably. And if I recall, I keep saying, if I recall correctly, you were like after work going out and doing something, right? And you weren't coming in until like 9 or 10 at night.
If that. I literally
you had some late nights.
I literally would go to work, have stuff to do, and come home, shower, and go to bed.
Right.
Wake up and repeat, leave the house.
And if you recall, on the last episode, we discussed how her OCD impacted the ability to have people in her house. She didn't allow people in her house for years. So it's not like she had anybody that could come over and visit.
But hold up. No one knows about the OCD yet, right?
They do now.
Well, they do now, but we haven't talked about it yet. Correct?
We have not. We have not checked that box. Yep. So I think it's important because that was a really big part of you going home is you were limited. You were restricted because of the OCD.
Yes.
All right. So what was that like for you? I guess start from early November, what it was like moving back home, not having Chris there.
Oh.
Cool.
Fuck.
That bad.
I hated it. Right. I absolutely hated it. I didn't want to be home. It was weird being there without him. And because of the OCD, when he was alive, he did a lot of things for me to take the OCD anxiety a little bit off of me. Okay. And to make our lives better in general, because my processes for things, because of the contamination OCD, were insane. I'm talking, my showers alone were 1.5 hours to 2 hours. And then anything that came in the house needed to be cleaned. And if I did it, it would take me hours.
Right.
So it got to a point where he was like, fuck this, you get in the shower, I'll clean. That way we can have somewhat of 1 hour or 2 before bed.
Right.
As opposed to absolutely no time.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so that being said, at that time, you were still wiping everything off when you got home. Extended showers.
Yes.
You didn't take the trash out. Like Chris always took the trash out.
Oh, yeah.
Chris always cooked.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I didn't cook.
Shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, this was a huge part of who Vit was. And you had to learn all these things yourself. He was with you for, 5-6 years?
Yeah,
and
five.
He was doing all these just to make life easier, right? And now you're back in this home without him. So you're grieving that. And then you have to figure out how to handle all these things that give you huge anxiety.
And his stuff was still...
And his stuff was still there.
There and in places that it was left in when he died. Like, just things out of place. It's
a good point.
Yeah. To where they were things I would bitch to him about. Because I'd be like, fucking clean up your shit.
Right.
And now it was like, I don't want to touch it because that's how he had left it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that alone is a little...
Anxiety driven.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and that's fair, right? But that OCD and anxiety was super controlling for you.
Still is sometimes.
This is true. I mean, you've come a long way, but, you know, in that first month, I mean,
how did I even manage? Do you remember?
You didn't eat at home ever. I think there was a picture about 6 months in that you texted me of a meal that you actually made.
I remember.
And I was so proud. I almost cried. I was like, oh my God. And all you had was just this picture of a meal on a plate. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so proud of her. Like, that was like huge. But if anybody else had seen it, they'd been like, cool
big fucking
dinner.
Deal. You
like,
made dinner.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Another new word.
I remember texting you that picture because that was
a huge milestone.
Cooked in. I couldn't tell you.
Yes, because that was in 2025. That wasn't even in 2024.
Oh.
Right? Like, I feel like it was March or April.
Yeah, you're probably right. Damn.
Well, and that's the thing, right? So you're adjusting to life. You aren't getting groceries. And if you did order them for pickup, you wouldn't pick them up. You tried those meal delivery systems numerous times.
Threw those out.
They just rotted in the fridge.
Some of them didn't even make it off the porch.
You're right. I do remember you like throwing one away.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm never gonna eat this.
I was like, I don't even, just fucking toss it because this isn't even gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
Because I would bring the food in and they were just like, you just pop them in the microwave or you do that. Didn't even do that because I wasn't home either. So the food would just go bad.
Right.
The thought of grocery shopping sounded so exhausting because I was still at the point where I wanted to wipe everything down that came in the house. And I'm like, that's just, I don't have the energy and I'm at home. And my social life at that time was very social.
It's picking up.
And I'm sure a lot of it was avoidance. And a lot of it was just I hadn't had a social life for such a long time.
Right. Well, and that kind of wraps us back around that Chris had social anxiety. He preferred being home. Mm-hmm. You guys didn't have a lot of friends. You didn't invite people over. You didn't bring people to your house. So it was just kind of the two of you guys for like 5 years.
Some of it was like my OCD because him and I both worked. We also shared a car. Mm-hmm. So if we were to come home from work and I was to go out with a friend, my process of coming home and cleaning and showering, I couldn't hang out with anyone during the week and then be able to get home and go to bed at a decent hour.
Right.
Because we weren't going to bed till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Because you were cleaning everything off and taking a long shower and...
Right. Yeah. So couldn't even have a social life. And when he was gone, that time that I did go back home, my social life was popping.
It really was. And I remember, not to get too off topic here, you felt guilty about that.
Oh, yeah. I was very guilty.
Yeah.
Because he always would say he thought he was holding me back from being with my friends. Because before him, I was with friends a lot.
Right.
And then he came around, and my OCD wasn't extreme yet.
Okay.
And so I would, I got this new guy. Like, I want my family and friends to know him, and he's great. And I knew he had social anxiety. And so he'd be like, no, da-da-da. He goes, but you could go. And I would never go without him. I was like, no, I want to spend time with you.
Right.
And so we would just end up not going. So he always would say, I'm holding you back. And I'm like, no, because I do genuinely love spending time with him.
Right.
And wanted to spend time with him. But yeah, so when we were together, I didn't see a lot of people.
Right.
For multiple reasons. His social anxiety, my OCD, life.
Right.
Yeah.
So and that's the thing, like it wasn't just going home without him. It was like your life literally just got turned upside down. And you had to figure out how to deal with all of this at the same time. So you just didn't go home a lot.
Yeah, because I didn't even know how to wrap my head around going home and dealing with my OCD.
Right.
It just was so exhausting that I was just like, fuck it, stay out, whatever.
Right.
He's so big today.
Are you fluffy today?
Who?
Oscar, the dog?
Yeah, you're on camera, buddy. You're so cute. Do you go see Vin? Go get Vin. Go get her, bud.
Oh, he knows who I am.
Of course he knows who you are.
Well, I didn't know he knew my name. Are you so smart? Are you so smart? Hi.
Feed me.
I don't have any food for you. And you were being naughty last time. Like, you
Yeah,
were pissing
seriously.
me off.
Like, there's no more food for this
Hi.
guy. But anyway,
At least
we're
Oscar
digressing.
holds my hand. Oscar and Vanna, my nail tech.
Crushing life.
Oh.
He's a sweet boy. All right, so in November, you moved in. You avoided the house. You had to deal with your OCD by yourself.
And being in the house stressed me the fuck out because it was a mess. Because for 2 months, I had just been going in and out, grabbing shit.
Right.
Not cleaning anything because the plan was for me to move in with my brother.
Right.
So I wasn't consciously like, oh, let me put this back.
Right.
In my head, I'm like, eventually this is all going to be packed up and
So it's not a big deal.
who cares?
Yeah.
So I get back home and it's a fucking mess. There's shit everywhere, Chris's stuff, my stuff.
Yeah. How long did it take for you to actually like go around and pick stuff up and put it where it belonged?
I feel like I still am. I feel like my
Okey-dokey.
house has never been.
Okay.
No, but on a serious note, do you remember?
I don't know. I think some of it was gradual over time.
I do remember like going there and being like, okay, let me get a couple hours and.
I know that there were times that you would block off where you reorganized one of the closets. Right? And you found a whole bunch of stuff in a bag. You're like, what the fuck is this? It was like random socks of his or
He
something.
had so much random shit.
Yeah.
And dirty socks. And I know it was probably me saying, hey, go put your socks in the hamper. And his ass being like, I'm just throw them in the fucking closet. She'll never know.
Right.
Well, you left me and now I know.
Now I know your secrets.
He just had like the most random shit in places too.
Yeah.
Stuff that I knew like I had a place for everything. He just didn't listen to me.
Okay, well, you know what? He cleaned and decontaminated and all this other
He
stuff.
did.
So
He did. Let me give the guy some
if this
slack.
stuff didn't happen, that's okay.
Let me give the guy some slack.
I mean, he is dead. Just saying. There's no what?
There's that.
Yeah. Okay.
Sleeping. Well, see, my social life, even at home by myself, was still popping.
Still popping.
Because when I was home, I would be on FaceTime with friends.
Yeah, until like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Literal hours.
Yeah.
Like, God, yeah. I was really trying to avoid life, huh?
We did talk about your avoidance behaviors back then, but rightfully so. And it's not like you were just grieving, right? You now had this huge OCD stuff that had kind of been enabled over the last several years, right? Where he was pretty much doing everything to keep the peace. So you had a lot going on. When do you remember the first time you slept in the bed without him?
No. Do you?
Surprisingly, no. But I remember that was a
don't.
thing. I remember you got a new mattress.
I did. We both hated our mattress. I remember I still slept on my side of the bed for a while. For a while.
Yep.
And that was a little weird.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, try sleeping in the middle. And I was like, no, I can't. And then I did it, and I was like, this is kind of nice. Not going to lie. But then I felt
might be
bad
onto
for
something.
feeling that it
Right.
was nice.
Then you feel guilty about it, that it felt good, and you're like, damn it.
There's a lot of guilt involved with grief. And then even with my OCD. So like that first meal that I cooked, I was like, all right, I did this. And then I was like, fuck, why couldn't I have done this when he was here, you know, to make his life easier? Or just a lot of fucking guilt. Like in little things people would never even think of.
Right.
Like music. He loved Kendrick Lamar. I'm not a fan. Don't delete this. Don't click away. It's okay. I was not a fan. I would make fun of. I'd be like, ew. He just whines in all of his music, and he's like, he's a genius. I'm like, no, he sucks. And then not too long ago, I went to a Kendrick Lamar concert with his sister.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
And like listening to that music brought me comfort.
Right.
And I was like, all right,
Okay.
maybe it's not that bad. So, but then I feel guilty.
Right.
When I listen to it and enjoy it, because I'm like, fuck, like.
Why didn't I do this when he was here?
Right.
Yeah.
It sucks.
And, you know, and more stories will come out, but I know over the last year, we've talked a lot about the guilt that you have, you know, surrounding the OCD and the music and that kind of stuff, you know, it would always come back. The social anxiety.
Yeah.
You know,
I still feel guilty for things.
Right.
Like just sometimes just having a good day or doing something that I know he would have enjoyed.
Right.
And he's not there for it. You're like, damn, like, fuck, should I have just stayed home? But then you're like, he's not here. I do have a life to live, which will always fuck me up. That will always fuck me up. Just knowing I have to do life without him.
Right.
Like when every time I drive to Ohio to see his family, I shouldn't be going alone.
Right.
He should be with me. So, yeah.
Grief is weird. And it sucks.
It sucks. I'm scared to do anything.
All right. So what else comes to mind that first month, or what advice would you give somebody who's kind of experiencing what you're experiencing?
The first month? Well, I had his ashes in the house.
Oh, yeah. So were the ashes at your brother's and then you moved them back to the house with you, or you just put them at the house?
Oh, no, I had to move them. Because when I first got his ashes, I was still staying with my brother with the anticipation of staying there long term.
Right. Right.
So, yeah, no, his ashes were with me at my brother's. And then I remember, like, I would start bringing stuff home for my brother's. Took his ashes. And I didn't know where to put them. Like, where do you... And at this point, I didn't have an urn. It took me forever to find an urn.
Yeah, it was just like a box, right?
It just comes in a black box, and it's like creminate... What is it called? Like cremate?
Oh, yeah.
Something? Crematorium of Detroit with his name, the date, in this box. That when I picked up from the funeral home, they gave me in like a little gift bag. It wasn't like a gift bag, but it was like an unmarked gift bag. Like, all right.
Let's go, honey.
Like, what?
Seriously. Well, that alone must have been, you know, an experience anyway. You know, like... So, yeah, you brought the remains home and you put them...
On the floor. In the living room.
So you didn't, like... I didn't know this back then. You didn't let people in your house. You didn't put shoes in your house. You wore 2 pairs of socks so that you could take one off in the house, and you put your husband on the floor?
Yeah.
Interesting, huh?
Why did it make me feel bad?
Like, I didn't know all this stuff about you at that point, so I never questioned it. But as you're saying this, I'm
Wait,
like,
you didn't?
no,
Oh,
all this stuff was
no.
still like coming out.
Because I didn't tell you about the OCD for a minute.
No, so we didn't know.
Ew.
Yeah. Yep, and you put them on the floor.
Yeah, I remember because I picked up his ashes, and then each of his family members got like a little urn of them.
Okay.
I remember taking them to Kenesha's.
Oh, God.
And we're curious. So she's like,
I don't think I want to hear this bit.
so like, we don't know, like, do they just put them in the urn? Are they in a bag in the urn? Are they? So I realized you can just unscrew it. And so we're like looking at it and just like poking the bag. And she's like, thank God it's in a bag, because like if it falls, I'm like, exactly. What are we supposed to vacuum them up? Like, sorry, dude.
It's a valid point though. Like,
right. And
safety.
Becky had walked in as we're messing around with the urns, and she's like, you guys are messy. Like, just messy.
Oops.
We're like, we were curious.
Sorry, Mom.
Well, it's weird because my friend, Mike, who passed away, I have some of his ashes.
Okay.
And his are kind of thick. Like, they're like a little bit more pebbly. I can bring him in and we can compare. Should we do that?
If that's what you want to do.
Because I have Chris's too. But Mike's are like a thicker. So I'm like, no, they look like rocks. But when we opened Chris's, his are like more fine.
2 different crematoriums?
I mean, hey, maybe technology got better. I don't know. Although it's just fire, so maybe one was hotter.
Well, there's probably all different size ashes. So maybe at the bottom of the bag that you got were the bigger ones.
Oh, now you got me wanting to open it.
Don't open it.
It's in a bag in it. Now I want to know. Well, no, because the bag.
One size ash fits them all.
I'm gonna have ashes all. You're gonna get a picture tonight of ashes on the floor, and I'm gonna be having a mental breakdown.
Yeah, no. So
You're gonna have to come over.
No. All right. Don't open it.
I just think his are fine because Kenesha's were fine. Then the bag that I have, because when I finally found an urn, I had the funeral home transfer the ashes because I was like, if I spill this is not gonna be okay. So I was like, but can you leave a little bit out in a bag? Because I wanted to get like something with jewelry. His friend wanted some ashes.
Okay.
So I have some in a Ziploc bag in my nightstand. And those are also very fine. Okay, I'm going to find Mike's ashes and I'm going to bring them in.
All right, you're going to look. Well, and that, like, dealing with the ashes, I mean, like, we're laughing about it now. But, like...
Oh, no, it was traumatizing.
It took forever for you to pick out an urn. He stayed on the floor for a very long time.
Even
when
I got the urn.
Yeah, you didn't put him in it.
I wasn't ready. Like, I couldn't fathom taking this empty urn and then the black box of ashes.
Right.
And just, like...
Yeah.
I couldn't... just to go back to the funeral home again was, like...
Right. That was
a whole
thing. Process. Well, that's the thing, right? All of this stuff isn't, like, instantaneous. Like... You needed time to continue to grieve. You put him on the floor, you left him there. I remember like giving you homework, like just move him to a table. And you're like, I don't think I can do that. I was like, you got 1 week before you come back. Like, put him on a table. Like, step 1, next to the urn, right? Because the urn was up.
Yes,
and I was like, you need to move it next to the urn, like, so you could prepare yourself to transfer it. But you didn't go. No, I don't think you did.
I don't think I did either.
You didn't go to the funeral home until what, like April?
It was a while.
April, May of this year, so 8-9 months where you had to take a friend and FaceTime her while you waited in there for them to transfer.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But like you had to mentally prepare yourself to be there again and to do all that.
Yeah. And they take his ashes and like they have like an office or something upstairs. So they're like so fucked up. And like hand him the box and they're like, we'll take good care of him. Thank you. I appreciate it. But then
what do you say to that?
Right. I was like, thank you. Then they bring the urn back to me with his ashes like in it. And the dude, it was still a little dusty. So the dude's like, oh, sorry about that. And it's just like swiping it off with his hand. I'm like, okay, well, there goes my husband flying through the air.
Cool.
Like, oops.
He lives on in the funeral home.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, just, it's a wild situation.
And that's the thing. Like, you had so much to adjust to, you know? So, let's see, that was month 3, right? It was November. There was a lot of changes in there. Oh, no, month 2? No, because the month of September, basically the month of October, the month of November. That was the third month.
September, October. Okay.
We know math. Right, but like, I think that's an interesting point is like, where were you at the 3-month mark, right? Where were you at the 4th month mark? And I think for everybody, it's a little different because you had holidays that were coming up right
And
into,
vacations.
Yep, right in like month 3 and 4, right? You had the change of moving home. There are some people who don't get that opportunity and they have to just go home alone, right? So
Yeah, I would've
so
died.
your changes varied, from other people's, but at the same
Right.
time, it's still hard. No matter what. I mean,
Anniversary marks. I traveled around his birthday as well. I was traveling, I feel like, quite a bit.
we talked about that as an avoidance tactic as well.
Well, I'm good at avoidance.
So, all right, so maybe we recap it here and just say November was rough. We hit some milestones. There was a lot of milestones we were preparing for. Like
You
moving the box to
You
the table.
were prepared for more than I was, because I remember I would call or text you having a meltdown or a breakdown about something, and you were like, did you not expect this? And I was like, no. And you were like, oh, well, I did.
I know, then you're like, next time, you please tell me. I'm like,
Right.
okay.
Can you give me a heads up when I'm going to have breakdowns?
Because I think it was the first full week in November. And I anticipated this. You were never home, barely slept, traveled. We're not used to being home for an extended period of time. And I think it was around Thanksgiving. So it was the holiday, less work, being with your family, and then not having Chris. And you were surprised when you had a meltdown. I was like, okay.
You were like, did you not expect that? No, not at all, Jen. Not at all.
And yet here we are. Here we are. All right, so maybe next time we talk about the 4th month and December and Christmas and some of that stuff. And
I think the 5th month gets a little crazy. Is that the
oh
one?
yeah, 5th and 6th were a little interesting. Say interesting.
Yeah, that part.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
That's a wrap for the Therapist and the Wildcard. One of us brings the therapy, and the other brings the chaos. Together, we'll be back with more laughter, healing, and everything in between.